Here's question 13 from lesson 3. So I had someone inquire about it, and that's a good question to ask. Way back in the day, I don't know if it's still done. Some teachers still do this. If you have points A and B, I'm randomly making these up, just drawing them for an example. I think it was the grade 10 course. We used to find midpoint of these 2 points. All right. So your midpoint, MP, would be your x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And if you don't remember this formula, it's fine, because it seems to, some teachers don't cover it anymore because it's not really in the Ontario curriculum anymore. But that's how we'd find the location of midpoint. So what this question is asking us to do is find the midpoint vector for this. And that's what we're looking for right there. All right. So same process, and the formula right here is given. We see OM, OA, OA, so it's our 2 points. So we need to find those particular vectors. So for question A, I'm looking for the vector OA, and that is point A minus point O. And if you haven't come across this yet or wondering what O is, O represents the origin. So the nice thing with using the origin all the time is you're just subtracting 0. So it's just going to be the coordinate of A becomes our vector OA. We need to find OB, which means it's point B minus the origin, which means point B becomes the vector. All right. So that's the hard part right there. So the formula itself, the vector OM equals our OA vector plus our OB vector divided by 2. And remember, vectors follow our algebra rules. You can just do exactly as it says, following your algebra rules. So I'll do all the steps here for people that were unsure the first time. So we're going to add those 2 vectors together. And then when we're done, we're going to divide the vector in half. So we end up with -5 plus 13. That would give me an 8. 2 and 4 is 6. Divide that vector in half. And we end up with that midpoint vector of 4, 3. There you go. That's all that's involved in finding that midpoint vector. All right. It's the same process whether it's 2-space or 3-space. Nothing really changes. You just end up having to divide the z term by 3 as well. So hopefully that clarifies and allows you to try B, C, and D on your own. It's one of those things where you see the original formula. I can appreciate this. You look at the formula and you're thinking, oh boy, what is this? All this going on? Remember, your point O is just your origin, or the coordinate 0, 0, 0. So it's just a point that you're working with, and there's your process there. So hopefully that answers any of your questions. If you have any follow-ups, please let me know, and I'll try to clarify.